One of the aspects of life that I love about living in Italy is they truly work to live, if you will. They don't live to work. And there's a great example of this. I remember growing up as a kid around my grandparents, and they would really slow down in August. Like they really would, they really would do a whole lot. And we lived in upstate New York, and they would spend a lot of time with each other. They'd spend a lot of time outside. They'd go to the beach, in this case, like Oneida Lake or the Great Lakes, and they would spend a lot of time there. And my grandfather actually had a camp on one of the lakes, and they would take that time off. So here in Italy, they call it Ferragosto, but they're going to take, it's like a holiday in the middle of August, but they'll take off, I'd say a minimally of 2 weeks, in most cases a month. So we have a dentist out here that we go to for cleaning, routine maintenance, what have you, and he's closed for the month of August. Him and his wife, they close the shop. You'll see a lot of people in construction, door making, carpenters, steel workers, whatever. They're going to take, at least 2 weeks, if not 3 weeks, or they start to kind of disappear now, and they're gone for the month, and you can't really track them down. The nightmare there is that when September comes and you're trying to get in to see anybody or trying to get anything done, everybody's 4 weeks behind because they took the month off. But there's an enormous amount of movement. We're in Puglia, Italy, so a lot of movement of Italians in Puglia. So where we are, you're going to see most Italians vacation where we are. You don't see a lot of Americans. You don't see a lot of Northern Europeans. You'll get a little bit of sprinkle of, but for the most part, what you're going to see here are Italians. So we're in an area where Italians come to vacation. We actually met a couple today at the coffee shop and at the cafe, and they were from Milan. So very, very normal. You're going to see a lot of people from Foggia, a lot of people from the center of Italy where it's hot, and they're gonna migrate for 2 to 3 weeks in August. In fact, the village of Vico is a relatively quiet village for the most part, and it's extraordinarily friendly. Best people in the world you're going to meet here, but you normally walk down the street and you see pretty much everyone you know, and right now it's just beginning where you're starting to see a whole influx of wonderful people, but they're here on vacation. So it brings me to a really brief story, a quick story, and it was a long time ago, and I didn't really quite capture what was happening. I didn't really understand it, and I understand it now that I'm older. But I was in my 20s, and I was in Torino, which is where my uncle had a shoe store. And I was at the shoe store with my cousins, and who lived near Milan. Cosioli di Asti is the village. So we had left there. We went to Torino to visit and to see my cousins. And my uncle, who runs the shoe store, makes shoes, and it's a pretty good sized store. So he's got 3 employees in there. It's busy, it's hopping, there's people in and out of there. So we come in, oh my gosh, the world ends. You're the highlight of the year. He gives us a hug, and he's hugging my cousins, and we're really enjoying the moment. And it was right before lunch, and he said, "You know what? Let's go to lunch. So we're like, great, mangiare. So no problem. So he takes a piece of paper, rips a piece of paper by the register, and he writes on there, "Closed. I'll be back in 2 ore." He'll be back in a couple hours. So he takes a piece of tape and he tells the people, the customers inside the store, he said they're going to close for lunch, come back after lunch. So, everybody was pretty much agreeable. Okay, great. So the people are leaving. He tells the staff, "Hey, listen, come on, we're going to go to lunch." Great. He's got his 3 employees, goes in, shuts the lights off, closes the door, takes a piece of tape, tapes it to the outside of the door, close, we'll be back in a couple hours. And he says, "We're going to go to this place to eat," which we do. So we go, it's maybe 2 blocks away. We're sitting kind of outside, kind of like I am here. It's a rainy day in Puglia. So we're sitting in this kind of overhang of a terrace underneath, and it's a great restaurant, and it's hopping. There's a lot of people, because you're in the city. And we start eating. So we ordered, and he kind of ordered for us, and my Italian still isn't that great, but, obviously it was really bad then, and he was kind of ordering for me and my cousins, and and we ordered this phenomenal meal, and it's about 2 hours into the meal, and we only got half of it served at this point. And I said, Zito, like Lavore, you gotta go back to work, and he says, no, another hour. So I'm like, okay. So I thought that was concerning. I was like, geez, maybe you should go change the sign. I'm thinking like, an American, and then another hour goes by. So another hour goes by, and I literally said, and it was really out of concern. I didn't want to be an individual that was, costing him money, being inconvenient to him. That's where my head was going. So I was like, hey, another hour, and he goes, a little bit, like, another 30 minutes. So we're eating, and now dessert comes out, and you're having coffee and the limoncello and all those wonderful things. And I said to him, hey, it's been like 4.5 hours. And they'll close usually for a couple hours anyways, late in the mid-afternoon in many cases. And he goes, tomorrow. Lavore tomorrow. And he literally just never went back. So we sat there for about 2 more hours. The staff left and they walked away. And then he took us, you got to do your walk, you got to do your passaggio, you got to do your walk to digest, which we did. And then we stopped at another place to have like a light drink, which I remember, like, I can't even fit like Thanksgiving dinner. And then we take a walk, and I'm like, I think I got a little extra room, So we had a Prosecco somewhere, and then we hung out. And then he said, hey, do you guys want to get together later? Which we couldn't, because we had plans with other cousins. So, and I think we would have probably done the same thing again, but it would have been like 9:30, 10 o'clock we would have gone out, So, but again, not realizing it then, but stepping back, and I realized not everyone's in the position in their life to do that, and our culture in America doesn't do that. But I start to look at why they live longer and why they're healthier emotionally, why they're thinner, eating whole foods and always staying active, and they're happier and they're kinder and they're very welcoming in general. From all the places I've been around the world, I do find that there's a warmth, there's a kindness, there's a true appreciation for everything, the beauty of architecture, the beauty of a car, the beauty of an outfit, of a woman or a man, jewelry, art, obviously, and music and food. And there's such a love and appreciation they have for their culture, for, something made in Italy. It means something to them, and it says something about them and the pride they put in. And, there's always a knucklehead across the way. I don't want to paint it with a delusional brush. They have their share of challenges and issues, and people ask, what about the bureaucracy? I think no matter where you go, you're going to have it, whether it's the United States, whether it's, somewhere in Europe. So yeah, there is some challenge to do certain things. There's no doubt about it. But when I look at that, for the months that I'm here, this year we'll be here for almost 6 months. And to really, not a few weeks, not a month, which is a long time, but to be here for a very long time now, and really enjoy the culture and really enjoy the people and get to a place where you don't feel like you're on vacation, but you feel like you're home. It is wonderful. So for those people that ask me, like, why would you do it, or what's different, or what do you love so much about Italy? To me, that's a big part of it. I don't want to say that's all of it, but that's an enormous part of it. I mean, when I'm in the United States, upstate New York was a little different. I was in a village, so we knew a few people, but other than a couple of people I knew closely, I never went into anyone's house for dinner or even a drink, for that matter. No one invited us, for that type of companionship. So you had a couple of people that you're friends with, you'd get together with them, a few times a year, but I wasn't at my neighbor's house or whatever. I will tell you that on a regular basis, like not daily, but almost daily, you get invited for coffee, you get invited to somebody's house for dinner. You get invited to somebody's house for lunch. You get invited to go out to dinner. I mean, on a regular basis. Often, sometimes just meeting somebody short term, and so that sense of community and bonding and friendship. It really means something to know someone. It's more than just like an acquaintance. There's a true connection that they look forward to having. It's something you look forward to, and I do too now. And we find that we invite people over frequently, and certainly at first maybe to pay people back, but now you meet some people and you really want to have a wonderful experience, a wonderful relationship with them. And those are some wonderful experiences that we have. Those are some reasons that a lot of people ask me about being here, and the joy that it's brought, certainly me and my girlfriend, in our life. And it's been awesome. So we're looking forward to it. We've got a couple more months that we'll be out here this year, and we had a little bit of a turn on the weather. I was putting together a cooking cooking recipe. We're making some mayonnaise, some spicy mayonnaise, some aioli. So we're gonna put that out tomorrow. But we started shooting the video, and it started to rain. So, but I wanted to share some sentiments with you guys on some frequent questions. So certainly love and appreciate you guys greatly. Hopefully you guys are having a great day wherever you are. Message me, ask me any questions that you want about Italy, living here. I'm not an expert. I'm not a lawyer. There are some challenges with the bureaucracy. But they do have some different types of visas if you want to stay here, and you don't need to own a house. A lot of times I see that where people are really concerned about some changes in citizenship, and I get that. That's maybe for some people it's more of a novelty. Some people, you want to have that second passport to visit through Europe. I mean, there's advantages to that. If you're not going to stay more than 90 days, I don't know that it benefits you at all, really. And I think on the other part, you can get a long stay. You could do a nomad visa, which means that you work in the States, and you could stay up to a year, and you could extend that a year at a time, or you can get a residence visa, where you'd claim residency here for up to 5 years, and you could go back and forth to the States. And there's a couple other ones too, family reunification. There's a few different ways to extend your stay to make life a little easier here if you want to stay more than 3 months. Summer is really, your June, July, and August. That's your dolce vita. You get into September, maybe midway, and then it'll start to turn on you. And same thing in May. I mean, May, it's kind of iffy until you get to June. So if you're looking for those 2 or 3 months, most Italians, they have summer houses. They'll come out here for those 3 months and then go back. So whether that makes a difference for anybody or not. So ask me any questions, share some stories with me, and let me know what's going on, as I often share stories with you guys. And I love and appreciate you guys and support for the channel. We are going to get back and start pumping on some cooking videos. We haven't done very much. We've done a few, and there's logistical reasons for that. And I still work, another job. I'm a consultant, so that's been taking up a lot of my time. And we ran out of olive oil last year. We sold out of olive oil. So I know a lot of you guys have been asking me. So we're looking to get that back up. We have to work with some other farms in the area because our demand was far more than our farm would supply, which we started. But we're looking to connect with a few farms that have the same variety, Ogliari, and same soil, same climate, same area. So the oil is the same, if you will. We weren't looking for different varieties. So there was some reasoning and logistical reasons for that as well. I never expected it to take off like it did, and then it took off. So we didn't even have any oil for last year. So, but that being said, again, thanks so much for your support over the years, and we're looking to do some big things here in September, October, and beyond. And any ideas, any suggestions, I'm always open to that as well. So certainly love and appreciate you guys. Have a great day, hopefully, whatever you're doing. And ci vediamo. I'll see you later.